Welcome to the Rum Revival. My name is Arminder, and today we have a very fun rum, a different rum, a botanical rum. This is Lafcadio by Liba Spirits. Now I know what you might be thinking, botanical rum? That's not really like rum, that's more like gin, or maybe you're thinking, my rum should be pure and untouched. Or you might be thinking, botanical rum? Hey, that actually sounds kind of good. Now before trying this, I probably fell somewhere in the middle of all that. And look, if I'm being honest, I don't think I would have gone out of my way to buy a bottle like this, but the good folks at Liba Spirits sent me this bottle, and who am I to say no to free booze? Liba Spirits call themselves a nomadic spirits company, which sounds pretty cool, but what does that mean? Well, it means they travel the world and go to distilleries to use their equipment to make spirits that reflect the region that they're in, to make spirits that have a real sense of place. And that brings us to Liba's botanical rum, Lafcadio. Now you've got two clues as to where this rum was made. One, the label has this amazing illustration of a bayou, and two, the name itself, Lafcadio, is a reference to Lafcadio Hearn, a writer who's famously known for writing about Japan and Japanese culture at around the end of the 19th century. However, he also spent a decade living in and writing about New Orleans. So yeah, obviously this rum was made in New York City. No, of course not, it was made in New Orleans. Liba made this at Port Sham Distillery. Port Sham makes a number of different spirits, including a vodka and Cherry Me rum. And if you like cane juice rums, then Cherry Me is absolutely worth checking out. The focus here was crafting a rum made with locally sourced Louisiana Molasses that was accented by flavors that drew from the cuisine of New Orleans. In this case, bay leaf and peppercorn. Now the molasses is fermented with a yeast strain that was cultivated from the production of champagne, and after fermentation, the wash is distilled once through a hybrid still. After that, botanicals are steeped in the rum for about an hour. And it's not just bay leaf and peppercorn, we've also got orange peel, cardamom, and cherry bark. The rum is then distilled again through a pot still, and a bit of sugar is added to the final product to kind of balance out the savory flavors of the botanicals. Let's give it a try. I broke the cork. The cork's in there, but the top that's attached to the cork I accidentally broke. Awesome. Oh, this is gonna suck. Ugh. I'm not gonna use my teeth I normally would, but I'm on camera, I understand, no one wants to see that. Gosh, phone. I don't have any pliers in here. There you go. I know that wasn't pretty. Ooh, that smells good. All right, the nose on this is really something else. I get this like savory sweet note. A little touch of citrus is in there. And then this like woodsy, almondy, almost like cherry note. I don't know what to really describe that as. I don't know if that's like cherry bark. I don't actually know what cherry bark is. Is it the bark of a cherry tree? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think that's supposed to actually taste like cherries, cherry bark. I have no idea. With all that said, I'm honing in on this note of cardamom. I want to pause right there and talk about cardamom for a bit. See, growing up as a little Indian boy, I drank a lot of chai and ate a lot of desserts, and they had tons of cardamom in them. Cardamom has always been like a big part of at least North Indian cuisine. And growing up, I think my mom was fairly heavy-handed with the amount of cardamom she used. So that flavor is like ingrained in me. The moment I smell it, it triggers so many sense memories. So I will always have a sweet spot for anything that smells or tastes like cardamom. Ooh. What a journey. Oh man. So the palate initially kind of starts off fairly light, like a light molasses rum, but then by mid-palate is when I start getting savory notes. Some of that bay leaf, some almondy notes, and then I get some black pepper, and then on the back end and finish is when I get that hint of cardamom that I absolutely adore. Looking at this, it's a clear spirit with botanicals, which of course reminds you of gin. And when you think of gin, well, you think of gin and tonics. So the question really we should be asking ourselves is, does this make for a good rum and tonic? Well, what do you know? I just happen to have one right here. Let's see. It's refreshing. This doesn't immediately kind of just remind you of a gin and tonic. It's its own thing. I'm getting reminded a little bit of, say, the cardamom and some of the other notes, but really in combination with that rum and that tonic, really what I'm tasting is like spiced pear. Yeah, this is very much a great hot summer's day drink. Delicious. Given that this is a rum and not a gin, really the question we should be asking ourselves is, does this make for a good daiquiri? And would you believe it? I just happen to have a daiquiri right here. Huh, crazy. Oh my God. 1 second. This is so delicious. I might even prefer this over the rum and tonic. This is delicious. It's tasty. It definitely makes for a very unique daiquiri. But kind of what it reminds me of, and since we're talking about New Orleans and being inspired by the cuisine of New Orleans, it actually reminded me of another drink that's kind of synonymous with New Orleans, and that's a Ramos Gin Fizz. Like a pistachio Ramos Gin Fizz or something like that. Good Ramos Gin Fizzes are kind of like this really great balance between floral notes and citrus notes and just kind of having a light body, and that's exactly what this is doing. But then there's like this added note of like light pistachio in the mix. So there you go. If you're looking for something that's a little different to add to your home bar, something that's still recognizable as rum, but you're open to exploring flavors and aromas that are a little outside of the scope of what you're used to, then I really think this is a fun rum to experience. Like I said, the uppity rum nerd in me probably would have never maybe bought a bottle like this, but man, I am so glad that I tried this because I genuinely enjoy mixing with this. Look, it definitely makes for a very tasty, delicious daiquiri. And you know what? I kind of wonder how it would do in a hurricane. You know, we are talking about New Orleans here, and it's a New Orleans cocktail made with rum. I wonder if I just reach off screen here, maybe I could grab a no, there actually isn't one here, damn it. Well, I'm gonna go and make myself a hurricane. Thanks for watching, cheers.